Boss Rush 580 Day 2. So this is going to be a Netherspite first boss, and for Netherspite, the key component of all of these comps that I'm going to be showing here is Drek'Thar's Arcane Resistance equipment, which is actually bugged and gives you twice as much as it states on the tooltip. So in this case here, at rank 30, it's giving me 166 Arcane Resistance, which means on this boss, the highest incoming Arcane attack has 16 base damage. So if I take this and double it for 166, subtract 16 from it, that gives me 150. Any Arcane Anomaly 150 or less, I'll take 0 damage on this boss from the Arcane abilities. And then the only other incoming damage is the 2-speed melee attack that Netherspite uses every other turn, which you can block with our Spirit Wolf taunts here. And then the blue ad has a passive that deals damage to you equal to the speed of the ability that you use. So you'll take like 5 damage if you use a 5-speed ability, 6 damage if you use a 6-speed ability, so it's basically nothing. I've got 4 different comps here. I believe the Geddon comp is the one that most of you will end up using, or the Malchezaar comp, depending on how big your Geddon is and which one you prefer. Those are both quite good. The Medivh comp is also very good, and it's very similar to the Geddon comp, so that's an additional option, and it could also give you some options if your artillery strike's a bit too low, and you end up with like 1 enemy left alive on, say, the Yasharj fight, which is the 3rd one and requires a 350 red damage, or it's a red enemy with 350 hit points. So if you fall short on that artillery strike, or you hit like a green one and kill the ads instead, then maybe your counter rune can get you through that fight still. There are also some other advantages, but I'll talk about these other comps later. I want to actually start with the Garrosh comp, though, which is based around the Dueling Gauntlets, which as you can see, I've leveled up here to have the same amount of hit points as his base health. So now he can battle to the death without taking any damage. And then we're using Aranna's Philotic Entonement to set enemies to 0 attack so that he can battle them to the death. And then of course we're using our Arcane Resistance here. But Drek'Thar is also an orc, and he has an ability that buffs the attack of your other orcs, which is going to help us duel a bit faster. And then we're using pretty standard equipment here for our artillery strike, which is going to be the healing equipment. I've got Scout Spyglass on, it doesn't really matter what you use on Rogers. And then Round of Drinks on Edwin, which allows him to heal off of Genn's healing equipment because it turns his assisted strike even. And I'll go into more detail on the other comps as I get to them. So if you're interested in one of those other comps, just skip ahead. Alright, we got a low arcane roll here. So as long as it's under or 150 or less, I take no damage from the arcane. But yeah, just skip ahead if you want to see the details on the other comps. But this one was pretty interesting, so I wanted to show it off. Normally you would make a wolf here, but I don't have to because I'm shrinking the Netherspite. And for pretty much all of these comps, it's standard to just you want to just kill the portals off as fast as you can. So generally you just swing with them into whatever has the highest attack on the other side of the board. And that prevents the Netherspite from gaining Wind Fury. Okay, so because of this 5 attack passive, I don't want to do the Battle to the Death yet. I actually need to wait until this Portal Logic ability hits my Aranna, which it tends to do starting on turn 2. I'm not sure what the logic is for the enemy targeting here, but it seems to always do the same thing, at least with the setup that I have. It's Portal Logic, who knows how it works. Okay, and I'm going to wait one more turn to go here, because they're currently not taunted, so if I do this Blood Frenzy now, it'll hit a random target, and he could end up hitting here and die. So I don't want to go ahead and push yet, so we're going to wait one more turn. And that'll ensure that there's a taunt on the Netherspite. It also gives us, one more set of ramp from the Blood Frenzy by getting that early attack off where we didn't pull the trigger right away. Okay, so I'm gonna shrink him first, and then we're gonna Blood Frenzy, and then it's time to battle to the death. So cue the Yu-Gi-Oh music here. It's time to duel. I'm too lazy to edit my videos, but if you've got it on deck, you can go ahead and play it for yourself. Oh, so he actually... I didn't realize... there's a bug with the portal logic. This actually increases your damage, though, if you let them get Wind Fury. So I guess it's actually beneficial to keep that Wind Fury guy around and let the enemies gain Wind Fury, since we're shrinking them anyway. Alright, so I guess I'll do that on purpose in the future. And maybe not kill off that red portal. But anyway, the Battle to the Death is limited to 21 swings, but I guess you get... so it's 21 back and forth, so 42 hits. But in this case, I guess it's 63 hits, since they have Wind Fury. But now... So I could go ahead and Battle to the Death now. But I'm going to delay a turn again. And I can actually get a Blood Frenzy off here, because this one's small enough that he'll survive. I don't want to do that, though. That might change the targeting of the portal logic if he ends up lowest. So I'm delaying my Battle to the Death here, because I want to get this Blood Frenzy off at the same time. Okay, and so he didn't portal logic her this time, so I'm just delaying once again. And there, he used it this time. So now I can set both of these guys to 0 at the same time. And then we can Blood Frenzy, and then we're going to battle the blue guy to the death. And that just gives us a safe swing with the Blood Frenzy, so that we can do this. But yeah, I should probably leave that red portal alive. Because this might have been Wind Fury hits from the blue. A lot of times, if you have like a weaker Garrosh, you might hit the 21 hit limit here. And have to do it a second time, but that's fine if you do. You can also just delay longer and keep doing extra Blood Frenzies to get more scaling that way. Okay, and we do have the Portal Logic speed buff here, so now I'm going to swing with our Drek'Thar first, because we want him to die off. And then I'm going to shrink him, and then I'm going to do the Battle to the Death. Alright, and that's another spite with Garrosh. And now, so I decided to leave these two alive, because you can also Battle to the Death on Balinda. So if we hit our Artillery Strike here, I can demonstrate that as well. But the odds aren't the greatest for the Artillery Strike, because we've got, 5 mercenaries, and 2 of them don't have Artillery Strike, so gonna need a little bit of luck here. Alright, we got it, so I can demonstrate here. And I don't think any of this matters. This is the one you would take with the Geddon comp, so I'll just take that. And this fight's a little bit awkward, because Balinda tends to start with a Divine Shield, or an immunity effect from her Ice Block passive here. So you can't, so she'll cast Crestfall and Rebuke and set me to 1 health on the first turn, but I can't even use my even speed abilities because she's immune, and it doesn't let you, cast this stuff. It's not a valid target. So I just passed the first turn. Which means that I actually have to delay everything, so this turn I have to heal with even speed abilities. So you just use all your even speeds. And then she's going to set me back to 1 again, but we're going to start using Philotic Entonement. And just heal with Genn. You could probably pass with Genn here as well. And just do nothing with Garrosh this turn. Now, you could Magora here if you had enough attack for it to kill her, but mine will only do like 2200 damage to her right now with that limit, so I have to delay one more time. And usually she takes 2 sets of Magoras with this comp for me. Okay, so now we do this, and we can't do anything with him. And then usually she'll summon an elemental after this one. Okay, she didn't. So we're basically just waiting for her to quit AoEing me. Usually I would have been able to kill her, or start attacking her here. But she's being a jerk, so we're having to wait. We just repeat this cycle until she does something different, basically. She is just not cooperating on this run. See, before I have done the edge cancel, I don't think that changes her behavior, but maybe. She does not get a heal from Genn when she does it that way, though. Okay, now she's summoning an elemental. I think that will allow me to go now on the next turn. I don't know if the edge cancel actually matters. I'm pretty sure I've done it with just doing acrobatics. Okay, but now, so this will kill this elemental. And we can go ahead and set her to 0 again, and then swing here. And we can heal next turn if we need to. But we shouldn't need to. So this ended up taking like 5 turns longer than it usually does. I'm not sure if that edge cancel is necessary to like coax her AI into breaking out of that pattern, but maybe it is. And usually, yeah, that doesn't quite kill her, so we end up going again on the next turn. And then you can heal with these guys, but she'll be dead before she attacks. Alright, and then that's a win, because we've already got our artillery strike, and then I have enough damage to kill the last 2 bosses. Now, the Yasharj does have 350 red HP, so you might need to hit like that second artillery if you don't have 350 or higher. Okay, and then next I'm going to show the Geddon comp, because I think that one is so simple that I think most people will want to use that one, and a lot of people have invested in Geddon. And if you just hit with Rogers on your artillery strike, I guess you need enough to kill like these guys at 200, and I'm not sure about the ads on your charge, but or on Balinda. See, I guess I can pull it up while we're waiting for animations. Alright, so the Geddon comp, I'll just go over equipment real fast. We got the healing equipment, Mark of Conflagration, the Arcane Resist, Round of Drinks. I'm using Scout Spyglass, could be whatever. Dragon's Mark could be whatever. So the Balinda ads have 150. We got a little bit too high Arcane here. I could probably survive this, but I'm just gonna get one that's 150 or less. It's pretty common to get ones that are a little bit lower than that. The only mercenary that would actually take any damage that I couldn't heal would be Drek'Thar with this comp. So he would, you know, take a bit of damage every turn. Let's see, and then the charge ads have 120. So yeah, I think 200, the Solorn Amberwind requirement is going to be your... So if you needed to hit just Rogers to kill your charge, then if you had at least 200 artillery strike, that would kill everything else as well. Okay, so we usually just smack these into whatever the biggest enemy is. We spam this attack on the blue here, and then we make a wolf. Now, in my case, you can see my Drek'Thar is like kind of close to my Geddon HP, which means that sometimes these enemies will start spamming Portal Logic on Geddon instead of Drek'Thar. If that happens, just use your Genn or your Heating Up ability on Geddon to shoot your Drek'Thar a little bit. And then when Drek'Thar is lower health, they'll start targeting him with the Portal Logic instead, and then it'll make your fire combo start working again. Because if Geddon gets hit by that Portal Logic ability, it'll make his stuff 5-speed, and then it won't combo off of Genn anymore. Okay, and he's going to kill our taunt this turn, so we are making a new wolf. Generally, you just want to make sure you have like 2 wolves in play. There is a chance that this guy decides to use Portal Logic on the red portal, and if he does that, then Netherspite will gain Wind Fury, because it'll make it go at 5-speed that same turn, even though the tooltip says it's next turn. It'll make your it'll make Netherspite get a Wind Fury. So it's generally good to just try to have at least 2 wolves out as early as possible until that red portal is gone. Okay, so you can see here it happened. So now this will not fire combo because of this health difference. If you have a weaker Drek'Thar or a bigger Geddon, that probably never happens to you. But if it does happen, you just shoot your Drek'Thar a bit. So we're going to lose another fire combo next turn because of that, but you could also, if you know this happens to you commonly with your stat values, you can go ahead and just shoot your Drek'Thar right on turn 1. Alright, so now we should just be into the standard pattern of shooting fire here on the blue guy, casting Inferno, and summoning wolves. And you don't have to summon a wolf every turn, because he only kills a wolf every other turn. You could swing with these wolves, but it's not really worth the animation time, because they have an even speed attack. It'll activate the Genn heal animation, and then it'll activate the animation from this blue guy's passive, and it just like takes forever for hardly any damage. So you're generally better off just doing it like this. Also, every other turn, your attack gets forced on Netherspite because of that cosmic ability that makes you, it's like basically a spell taunt. But we still just target the blue guy every time. And you don't have to make wolves if you've got enough. Also, at the very end, so now we're just, spam the middle ability every single turn. At the very end, we want to kill our Drek'Thar off. So we'll set up for that as well. Like, you could make a wolf this turn, or you can wait. I usually just wait until I have less than 3, and then I make a wolf. And we actually have a very high health anomaly on the blue this time, which is making this take longer, because when she dies fast, you don't have to endure these animations as long. We're also going to have to be a little bit careful with how we kill our Drek'Thar off at the end. Because when he dies, you lose your arcane resistance. So you don't want to end up having like your Geddon or your Genn die to whatever nuke goes off after your Drek'Thar dies. So I think I'm actually going to kill Drek'Thar with a Genn shot. Normally, especially if it's the green guy that's the last one alive, you would kill him by just performing a melee attack. But because this blue guy has a 5-speed ability, if you swing first, then she'll get a free shot off without you having arcane resistance. So just as like a safety measure, you can do this with the Genn shot instead. But it's up to you, either way. And if you have enough hit points, you'll survive that shot from the blue guy anyway. Okay, so I do like 270 something. Get her a bit lower. I think I do like 278. I have not invested much in my Geddon. So I'm actually just gonna shoot here. I think I could go this turn, but I'm gonna just make it take an extra turn. Make sure the values line up right. Because she's like at just the wrong hit points for me to finish that turn. So now we're gonna kill our Drek'Thar and then finish her, and that'll happen after her attack goes off, so we still have arcane resistance here. Okay, so you do need an artillery strike. That's a whiff. I think this one's decent. Never lucky. Let's go again. That's too high arcane. Looking for 150 or less with my arcane resistance value. Bit too high still. With that one, it would be fine if they shot at Geddon and Genn, but they like to shoot at Drek'Thar, and he would slowly die. I don't think my Geddon's big enough to kill them in time if I was taking 15 damage from everything, and 30 damage from the green on my Drek'Thar. Okay, I'm getting unlucky a bit here, but usually it seems like it's around 50% or maybe a bit better to hit something that's like 150 or lower, which is what my arcane resist is capable of. So a bit of a bad luck streak. Alright, there we go. We did get a health anomaly on the blue again, which is not good, but it's fine. It just takes longer. It's also good when the greens have high attack because you can kill off these portals a lot faster, which cuts down your animation time quite a bit. Because all of these, like, passive from the blue guy every time you swing at the portal, and then the Genn heal also activating on the red portal because it's even speed. It just takes a long time. But you have to attack with it, otherwise Netherspite gets Wind Fury and he can kill you. Okay, so he just portal logicked my Geddon, so I'm gonna have to shoot my Drek'Thar to encourage the AI to retarget portal logic because it messes up fire combo. Okay, so he can slow his Cosmic Awe with the heal, and then that makes him get Wind Fury. So that's very unfortunate. So the fact that these guys are small enough that I couldn't kill my portals off, which meant I didn't have board space for a second wolf, which means his attack got through. But at least thankfully it hit my Geddon and not my Drek'Thar, so we survived the swing. But this is a pretty unlucky run, like unlucky anomaly with the way that the health and attack lined up. These portals are staying around forever. It's also possible for this green ad to cast Portal Logic on the red portal itself, and then that can also allow Netherspite to get Wind Fury. So that's why it's important to get 2 wolves in play as soon as you can. But since their attack was so low, it was keeping that blue portal alive longer than it should have been. These runs aren't really doing the farm justice because I'm getting kind of the edge case scenarios. Usually it's just this part where it's like spam all of your middle abilities and a hit in turn without thinking. And then we just have to make sure we get rid of our Drek'Thar at the end. And so currently his hit points are lower than all of their attack values. So we will be able to swing with him as long as hopefully the blue guy is not the last one alive again. So there shouldn't really be any other surprises at this stage. Just get a bigger Geddon so it goes faster if you're going to run this comp. Alright, couple more turns. Should be good on wolves. I guess we were good on wolves like 6 turns ago. That should be fine. Alright, and now he acts at 3 speed, so we can just attack. And these guys will finish him off. Alright, let's hit an artillery this time. Pretty good odds, because you got 3/4 of the mercenaries are artillery guys. Alright. Oh, we got the fire ritual too, excellent. So usually you want to use whichever artillery guy got the damage treasure, if you got one. Otherwise I usually use Edwin. He seems to have the quickest animations, just to like keep himself alive every other turn on the Crestfallen. You can just use like his assisted strike. You actually don't even have to act this turn, you can save yourself the animation time. And then you just spam your even speed abilities until you win. So, very mindless farm, really, when you don't have weird anomaly things happen where you can't kill the portals off and Netherspite gets Wind Fury and stuff. Usually this is all it is just spamming the same abilities over and over. So it's an easy farm, but it's kind of a long farm because you have to fight 2 bosses and it takes a while. Obviously, the bigger your Geddon is, the better the farm. And of course, the bigger your fire ritual also can help. This fire ritual is still bugged. This Die Insects does not repeat on a death blow. They did not fix that in the patch yesterday. Okay, and then this should be a win because we've already got enough artillery strike damage. You might need to hit a second one if you need to meet that 350 red enemy breakpoint for your charge. Also, Geddon can get the Thriving Bomb treasure, which can help you out for reaching that breakpoint, and it crits against your charge, so. So next I'll demonstrate the Malchezaar comp. So there's the Thriving Bomb, you could take that if you need the damage. 24 turns, not too bad. It could be a lot shorter if you have a better Geddon. Alright, so let's get into the Malchezaar one. We've got Prop Knife, Carrying Blade. I actually don't think it matters what you use on Malchezaar too much. We've got the Spellbook on Drek'Thar, of course. The standard equipment, Gilnean Strength, Scout Spyglass, and Round of Drinks on our artillery guys. Jump in there with that one. So 150 or less. Arcane. Nice. Okay, and I believe positioning shouldn't matter. So, what I've learned about this is that you want to turn this middle guy blue first. Because Netherspite forces you to target him with all of his stuff. With that taunt ability. And it can mess some things up if you make him blue first, and it just takes longer. So I like to just pass with Malchezaar. You could shrink this guy if you want to, but there's no reason to. You're gonna want to use him to like melee swing into him to kill off your guy at the end anyway. So there's not really an advantage. Oh, actually, you turn him red anyways first. Okay, so this turn, if I used this, it would turn him blue, and we cannot target this middle guy because of him using that Cosmic Awe last turn. So I'm gonna delay this, and we're just gonna make a wolf here. You just want to keep swinging with those portals until you get rid of them. You can do this with turning him blue first, but I've tried it, and it's just this way works better. Okay, so a lot of times on this turn, she'll be casting the Dragon Heal, which slows them. So if she casts it on this guy, it'll slow him to 5 speed. And if she casts it on Netherspite, it'll slow him as well. So it can make it awkward with this Cutthroat. So like, if I were to All Realities here, if this guy was casting the heal, it might make this 5 speed, which would allow this Cutthroat to go off before the All Realities hits this guy. She's not even doing that this turn, so we have to delay. But I would just wait on this turn and not do All Realities anyway. Even though you could potentially do it, you would be reliant on the AI slowing this guy specifically. So I just wait on this turn. So that's 2 times that we've waited. We waited to turn this guy blue, and we waited for the first All Realities. But now that he's actually blue, we should be good to All Realities next turn. And now that we've got both of these guys taken care of, we can spam this Cutthroat here on Netherspite to get him turned blue as well. Where if you did the other order stuff, then it would you'd end up having to like wait sometimes, because you don't want to like have to turn Netherspite a different color when he's already blue and he's got the taunt thing up, and it's just a mess. So I recommend just skipping on those 2 turns. The first opportunity to turn blue and the first opportunity to All Realities. Okay, and we're going to keep cycling him here. Just make a wolf. And then next turn we should be able to turn him blue. And then we're basically just passing turns until we All Realities. So yeah, this is the caster one. And then we just pass. He is going to kill a wolf, so we'll make a new one. Alright, so this turn we will get to... I do like to All Realities Netherspite first, so if he's using like his 2 speed, you might want to wait a turn and make sure that the All Realities is going to hit Netherspite and not this guy first. And... let's see, I'm just going to pass here. So now we need to soften up our Drek'Thar so that we can get rid of him at the end. And she did heal the bleed off of him, So I'm just going to... Oh, he'll die to the melee swing into the wolf. Don't have to do anything there. And then she's going to get all reality next. And he will die before Drek'Thar acts. So I'm going to go ahead and swing with Drek'Thar to injure him. And remember that when you swing with Drek'Thar, he takes the 5 extra damage from this passive. So, yeah, I will take 99 if I swing again here. He'll still survive, so that's good. We don't need wolves anymore. Okay, and then now we're going to all realities, but we're not going to do anything else. And if she's using something other than that's like too fast, might have to delay. I don't think she does though when she's alone. Okay, and then now we're gonna kill off our Drek'Thar. And you could kill off these two as well. You just have to set it up so that you can kill them off, but then you have to fight Balinda with like the slow method. And I would like to demonstrate the fast way of killing her, but you do have lower artillery strike odds. And we whiffed. So I gotta go again. So this is the downside of keeping those two guys alive. But the upside is you don't have that grueling slow fight with just artillery guys against Balinda. Oh, we got too high of an arcane. Alright, this one's acceptable. Below 150 for me. And again, that 150 is not a hard number. It's your double your arcane resist minus 16. These guys have high attack, that's nice. Okay, so we're gonna make this guy a protector and make a wolf. And the next turn we're just going to swing with the portals and make a wolf. Don't need to do anything with the other guys. Then we're going to turn this middle guy blue and make a wolf. So see this mana barrier here? If you knew it was going to hit this guy, you could go ahead and all realities this turn, but just in case it hits Netherspite, I'm going to delay. It did hit him, so we would have killed him if we went all realities that turn, but it's fine. Okay. So this should take out one of our blues here. And sometimes you'll end up shrinking this right ad first, which is also fine. You just have to shoot something at her to finish her off. Or even if you have an excess wolf, you can swing it at her, if there's no taunt in the way. You know, we're just rolling around to the all realities, and we do want to land it on Netherspite first. Okay, so probably next turn. Okay, so that's a good all realities. Then he'll swing into a wolf, and that'll take care of him. And then want to get our Drek'Thar injured again. Alright, so now we just all realities, and he is using a slow enough ability. Or she. Alright, and then we get rid of the Drek'Thar. Now we just need artillery. That's not artillery. That is, though. Alright, so now we can see the quick Balinda kill. We're just gonna go with these three. Oh wait, did I mess this up? I think I'm supposed to hide Malchezaar. Oh, we can heal with Cutthroat. I thought I had messed it up, but I didn't. Okay, so now she's a caster. You don't have to act with him, but... Alright, and we can't go on this turn because she's acting too quickly, so we'll just heal our Malchezaar again. This prop knife way works way better than how I thought. I thought you had to like put out a different mercenary and then like kill them off or something, but you can just use prop knife. Alright, so this turn we can get her, and then she'll just die at the end of the turn to the bleed. And then you just need enough artillery strike to kill off your charge. And the Amberwind twins. Gasharaj, if you like the old pronunciation. Alright, so we got one more, the Medivh comp. You could also take Snipe if that helps you reach your artillery strike requirement. Could be the little bit extra you need for your charge. "17 turns, not too bad." And a lot of those were just passes as well, so it's... I like that comp a lot. It's one of my favorites. This one's the funniest, though, the Garrosh. But the Medivh comp here, we got our counter rune. We're actually using smooth transformation, and I'll show you how that works here in a bit. You can use the heal one if you want, but this one will get you better scaling on your birds, so you get quicker kills. Using our arcane resist. Scout Spyglass, which shouldn't really matter. Round of drinks, and whatever on Voone. Dragon's Mark, but it doesn't really matter. I like this comp a lot too, but it's kind of slow on the animations and everything. Although, in my case, it's probably faster than the Geddon comp. Because my Medivh is very strong. Okay, we got a good arcane roll. Alright, so your Arcane Ward gets in the way a little bit here. So we are going to kill it off after a couple turns, though, because you do need it for the start because it's in the way. So we can't summon a wolf right now, so we have to use the Arcane Ward to prevent that swing next turn. And then here, because we're using the transformation equipment, I need to transform my Genn on the first turn, and we're just going to do nothing with Drek'Thar because we don't have board space. And again, we're just trying to kill these portals off by hitting whatever has the highest attack. So on the second turn, when you're using the counter rune, you do not attack with the blue portal. You need the counter to block the Netherspite swing, which is 2 speed. So let's see, where did he hit me with? Okay, so he used Portal Logic on this Arcane Ward. This does not always happen. If this is still 0 speed, then you will potentially have to delay with this Arcane Ward. But since he used Portal Logic here, I can go ahead and just swing with this, which means that this 2 speed will get countered, and then this will just swing and kill itself off. So that'll be gone at 5 speed, and then we can summon a bird afterwards. We can also go ahead and swing with this guy. And this turn we're going to not transform, so we're trying to get Genn into his green form so he can spam an arcane attack repeatedly. And then we're not going to be able to do anything with him still, but I'll just like make a wolf because why not? But it won't do anything. Okay, so we blocked the attack, we got rid of our Arcane Ward. Now he's not attacking us next turn, so we'll have time to get rid of this blue portal and also get a wolf out. Okay, so we're just continuing to get rid of these. And we're going to kill Netherspite first. You can put your green damage into the blue, or you can put it into Netherspite. Either one works. And we're going to get a wolf. We need to block this 2-speed attack next turn. We will not have time to taunt anything. So if you were not able to kill off that blue portal for some reason, you could have left your Arcane Ward alive an extra turn and absorb this next melee swing as well, and then get your wolf out after that. Or you can even wait until you kill the red portal, and you have plenty of board space. But mine lined up, so I went ahead earlier. We're going to get another bird here. Now we're basically in the holding pattern. So we've got our birds in play, our 2 birds. We're just going to Arcane Rift and boost the damage on those birds. We're going to spam our Arcane Nuke with Genn every turn, and we're going to make a wolf every turn. Then when Netherspite dies, you can kill off your wolf, and you can get an extra bird out. So we're just doing the same thing every turn until Netherspite's gone. And obviously that wolf summon didn't do anything, but I just click it anyway because that way I don't have to think about, is this a melee attack turn or not? So Netherspite should be dead pretty soon. And I target this bird with the crit since it's scaled more. It's got that extra turn of scaling in. And you don't have to worry about like not summoning the wolf if you're going to need the new bird soon, because the wolf attacks quicker than the bird summon speed, so you can usually just kill it off on the same turn that you get the bird out. So like we didn't have to summon this wolf here. But as you can see, I can just do this and then get the new bird. And then we're going to kill off this blue guy next, because he has really annoying slow animations. We don't need any more wolves, so Drek'Thar just sits AFK for the rest of the fight until you're ready to get rid of him. And then for getting rid of him, you have two options. You can either use one of your birds, but keep in mind that the arcane resistance does apply to your own attacks. But your birds are going to be scaled so high anyway that they will trivially one-shot him with a single bird by the end of this. Or you can swing with them, so depending on how you want to orchestrate that. You can also put your red damage here. I usually end up killing him with the bird. It just works out better, because then you don't have any incoming attacks that are like faster or slower than your melee attack. And be careful here, because these birds do hit really hard, and you can... It's like, oh, 2,000 health, he won't die. He will die. So, if I just shoot everything here and then assume I can still kill him, it's not how that always works. Because, like, this is already 1,000, and this ramps it more. So we'll put that 1,000 there. Or this actually like 1,200 or something. That'd be like 1,300, so he should survive. And this will kill Drek'Thar. Should be good here. We didn't quite kill him, but that's fine. Let's finish him off here. You could do the math to make sure you have like a safe transition, but we have the Genn nuke here anyway. And this is also 2-speed. So similar to the Geddon comp, we've got 4 artillery strike and 1 non, so pretty good odds to hit one. And you do need to hit one. Alaneth is probably the best option. Okay, we hit. Nice. Don't have to repeat it for once. You don't... Like, you could use Bird Buddy, but I think Alaneth gets the job done quicker. Okay, and our artillery strike was on our Edwin. So you actually can, like, intentionally kill off the extra mercenary here to get out a 3rd bird, but you don't have to. And her health is low enough. If you have good birds, you usually don't need to. So on this turn, you actually can't counter yourself because there's not a valid target for a melee swing. But what you can do is counter yourself here, and then you can health buff your ward, which I like to do. Because on these turns where she uses her 7 speed, I like to let her hit me. You can act with Rogers, you don't have to act with Rogers. It's kind of wasted animation time because it's like a drop in the bucket compared to birds. So like on these Frostburn turns, you could just pass. But I'm going to let it hit me. It gets through the fight a little bit faster. Usually what I do with Rogers is just heal herself and the ward from this Frostburn damage. Okay, we can let her summon, that's fine. She's summoning again, and we'll just not act with Rogers. So you can see how fast these birds scale when you've got double arcane. So that Genn transform is pretty nice. We're gonna not counter ourselves this turn. And I don't have to heal, I've got plenty of hit points. last turn here. And of course the Alaneth sped it up a lot. Even Medivh was hitting for 400. Alright, so that should cover all the different comps that I like to use, and there's even more options, since this fight is basically just bring Drek'Thar, put some artillery on the bench, and then do whatever you want. You can mess around with all kinds of different stuff, but these are some of the faster options and more reliable options. I personally like the, aside from the Mimi Garrosh one, I like this one, the Medivh one, and I also like the Malchezaar one a lot. And of course, if I had a huge Geddon, I would like the Geddon one as well. But I am not too partial to Geddon in general, so I tend to not invest in him unless I need to. Alright, 19 turns for that run, not too bad. A couple counter ward passes too, I think, so pretty quick one. So there's all the different 580 day 2 comps. You got the Geddon, the Malchezaar, the Medivh, and the Garrosh. Good luck.